I would say, Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do, because what people are beginning to do is see you for who you are.
Well, I think, yeah, well,
People go, oh, are not people that help friends that diet. You must tell a friend the truth. You must say you are still a pig, lose more weight. That's the trend. Not
I
me,
agree, I
not
agree.
Nell.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost.
Y'all, Oprah Winfrey will have your jaws on the floor. You know that name? It's been synonymous with power, influence, and Hollywood royalty for decades. But honey, let me tell you what's been creeping out from behind those perfectly polished studio doors lately. I'm talking about dark connections, shocking betrayals, and some seriously disturbing allegations. From those unsavory ties to Epstein and Weinstein to, can you even believe it, some of our most beloved Black actresses finally saying enough is enough. People are starting to wonder if Oprah's legendary golden touch in Hollywood is turning into something far more sinister than anyone could have imagined.
I'm unapologetic and I'm unwavering about it. Because when I see this woman, Oprah Winfrey, how do you as a Black woman watch another Black woman be thrown under the bus based off of a lie?
Child, listen closely because this tea is scalding. When powerhouse queens like Taraji P. Henson and Queen Latifah start speaking out against someone like Oprah, you know something serious is going down. These ladies aren't just throwing shade for fun. They know things, honey. Things that would make your hair curl.
And it's no secret, we are facing some seriously pivotal issues. Everyone's talking about inflation. You know what's not feeling inflation?
Equal pay for Black actresses.
Now, let's put this in perspective, shall we? Remember when Oprah was considered the ultimate ally for actors of color? The woman who could make or break careers with just a nod of approval? Well, darling, times have changed. These Black actresses are coming forward with stories that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about Miss Winfrey. They're saying her support came with strings attached. And honey, we're not talking about pretty ribbon here.
You've been unfair. You've been unjust. And you watched a Black woman be thrown under the bus, and you said nothing.
Let me take you back to one of the most heartbreaking moments in Oprah's career, a moment that speaks volumes about who she really is behind that $1 million smile. Picture this, it's a regular day on television, and there sits Oprah with Joan Rivers, both of them cackling like hyenas while they publicly shame the incredible Nell Carter. Sure, some might say it was just typical talk show banter of the time, but baby, when you know what was really happening in Nell's life, this story turns from sad to downright devastating.
I saw Nell Carter on here last night who'd lost.
Yes, but you couldn't tell. She's still very chubby. She should lose more. Don't you think? Don't you think she should lose more?
Well, I think...
Can you imagine the audacity? Here's Oprah, someone who spent years talking about her own struggles with weight and body image, sitting there giggling while Joan Rivers calls Nell Carter, an incredibly talented, struggling artist, a pig. The hypocrisy is enough to make your blood boil.
Are not people that help friends that diet. You must tell a friend the truth. You must say you are still a pig, lose more weight. That's the trend.
Let me paint you a picture of who Nell Carter really was, because this story needs context, honey. Born in the heart of Alabama in 1948, this queen came into this world facing every obstacle imaginable. We're talking poverty that would break most people's spirits, segregation that tried to dim her light, and a family so large that just putting food on the table was a daily struggle. But baby, that voice was heaven sent. Little Nell found her first stage in the church choir, and even then, people knew they were witnessing something extraordinary. That child could sing the paint off the walls and make angels jealous. By her early 20s, she had the courage, no, the audacity, to pack up everything she owned, which wasn't much, Chile, and head straight for the bright lights of New York City. Talk about believing in yourself. And let me tell you something, Broadway didn't know what hit it when Nell Carter arrived. By 1971, she wasn't just knocking on opportunity's door, she was kicking it down in her high heels. Her talent? Raw and undeniable. Her presence? Electric enough to power all of Times Square? When she starred in Ain't Misbehavin', baby, she didn't just perform, she transformed that stage into her personal kingdom every single night. That Tony Award and Emmy, they were just trying to keep up with her brilliance. But here's where the story takes a dark turn, y'all. Behind all that sparkle and success, behind every standing ovation and glowing review, Nell was fighting demons that would bring a lesser person to their knees. The 1980s should have been her golden era. Gimme a Break was making her a household name across America. But darkness was creeping in, and it was creeping in fast.
It was my dream because I was going to be Diana Ross.
She tried to end it all, y'all. Can you even imagine the depth of pain someone must be in to reach that point? While Hollywood was busy applauding her talent on screen, nobody, and I mean nobody, was there to catch her when the curtain fell. The struggles with substance abuse, the battles with mental health, all while keeping that million-dollar smile for the cameras. That's the kind of strength they don't give awards for in Hollywood. And here's the part that makes my blood boil, honey. Oprah knew exactly what it felt like to be in Nell's shoes. Every single tabloid headline about her weight, every nasty comment, every side-eye at industry events, Oprah lived through all of that. She felt that shame deep in her bones, yet there she sat, joining in the mockery like it was just another day at the office.
6'12". Nell is about 5'2". She's a small lady.
Yeah, shorter. Say shorter.
Shorter. What's the difference between shorter and smaller?
About this much.
Oh, but wait until you hear about the transformation, darlings. Look at Miss Oprah now, strutting around preaching self-acceptance and wellness like she invented the concepts. She's out here promoting weight loss drugs faster than a shopaholic with a new credit card. The very same solutions she used to dismiss as taking the easy way out. Now she's the queen of body positivity, encouraging everyone to try these medications while conveniently forgetting her own past actions. The hypocrisy is so thick you could cut it with a knife. But let's circle back to Nell Carter, because this story needs to be told. This wasn't just some casual oversight or a moment of poor judgment. It was a betrayal that cuts deep into the heart of what's wrong with Hollywood. Nell Carter fought through everything life threw at her. Racism, sexism, health issues, personal demons, and what did she get in return? Mockery on national television from someone who should have been her strongest ally. The end of Nell's story breaks my heart every single time I tell it, y'all. Those final years were rough, rougher than any script Hollywood could write. Diabetes was slowly wearing her down, but did that stop her? No, ma'am. After suffering through multiple miscarriages that would have broken most people's spirit, she opened her heart and adopted 2 beautiful children. Even when her body betrayed her and she collapsed during a Broadway performance, she got right back up and kept pushing forward. But in 2003, just days before she was supposed to take the stage in A Raisin in the Sun, we lost her. 54 years old, y'all. Just 54. Diabetes might have taken her body, but Hollywood's cruelty had been chipping away at her soul for years. Now let's talk about what's happening right now, because child, this tea is not just hot, it's boiling. These past few months have blown the lid off something that's been simmering in Hollywood for years. We're not just talking about pay inequality anymore, though Lord knows that's still a massive problem. No, we're talking about something far more insidious. One of our own, a black woman who made it to the top, allegedly pulling up the ladder behind her instead of reaching back to help others climb. Queen Latifah and Taraji P. Henson, baby, they've had enough. They took this fight straight to where it hurts most. One of the biggest stages in entertainment, and called out, you know exactly who I'm talking about, Miss Oprah herself. Can we talk about the audacity for a moment? Here's someone who's built their entire brand on overcoming adversity, who's talked endlessly about facing racism, sexism, and discrimination, and what does she do when she gets to the top? Allegedly turns around and does the exact same thing to other black actresses. Make it make sense, somebody, please.
It's a scary thing to speak your truth, but I urge you all to speak your truth, because at the end of the day, that's all we have. And like they say, the truth.
And when I tell you this set off a chain reaction in Hollywood, baby, that's the understatement of the century. The dominoes started falling faster than designer prices at a sample sale. Everyone from fans to fellow celebrities started connecting dots they'd never looked at before, and the picture it painted? Chilly, it wasn't pretty. Let me break down what happened at that awards ceremony, because this was a masterclass in saying everything while saying nothing. When you've been in Hollywood as long as Queen Latifah and Taraji P. Henson, you learn how to throw shade with surgical precision, honey. At the NAACP Awards, Queen Latifah started things off smooth as silk, talking about inflation and everyday struggles, setting the stage like a chess master. Then, bam, like a thunderbolt from the heavens, Taraji P. Henson drops the truth bomb about black actresses being criminally underpaid in Hollywood. And the timing, right after winning for her role as Shug Avery in The Color Purple. You know, the movie Oprah produced. The layers of this shade, darling, would make an onion jealous.
And it's no secret, we are facing some seriously pivotal issues. Everyone's talking about inflation. You know what's not feeling inflation?
Equal pay for black actresses.
When Queen Latifah stood there and thanked Taraji for standing up for all of us, every single person in that room knew exactly what was being said. And Taraji, baby, when she got that award for Outstanding Supporting Actress, she made sure to thank everyone who had her back during that now infamous press tour. The very same tour where she first exposed the pay inequality. And whose movie was she promoting? Exactly. Listen to these words and tell me they don't break your heart into a million pieces. I've been getting paid and I've been fighting tooth and nail every project to get that same freaking quote. And it's a slap in the face when people go, oh girl, you work all the time, you always working. Well, damn it, I have to. It's not because I wish I could do 2 movies a year and that's that. I have to work because the math ain't mathing and I have bills.
And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am.
The tension on that set was so thick you could cut it with a knife. And honey, don't even get me started on what the internet detectives found. These TikTok sleuths started analyzing videos from the press conference like they were working for the FBI. And what they uncovered? Chile, it'll make your jaw drop.
Let's look at Oprah. You see how she looked at Taraji and quickly looks away. And now look at Taraji, look at her legs. She locks it away from Oprah, looking up, fluttering her eyes, trying to hold back tears.
Let me paint this picture for you. Oprah's body language around Taraji was speaking volumes. This brilliant TikToker broke it down like this. Oprah is all closed up. She's literally trying to find an escape route, ducking behind Danielle Brooks like she's playing hide and seek. And Taraji's face, baby, that's the look of someone who's seen behind the curtain and isn't impressed with the wizard. And here's the tea that scalded everyone. Taraji was the only actress Oprah didn't touch. In an industry where air kisses and fake hugs are as common as designer handbags, that kind of obvious avoidance speaks louder than any words could. But wait, it gets even juicier. Taraji spilled all the tea to the New York Times about what really went down on that set, and child, it's messier than a toddler with finger paint. Can you believe they wanted these acclaimed actresses, these queens of their craft, to drive themselves around Atlanta in rental cars? In this economy, with everything going on, listen to what Taraji had to say. I can't drive myself to set in Atlanta. This is insurance liability. It's dangerous. Now they robbing people? What do I look like taking myself to work by myself in a rental car? The absolute nerve of them. And when she asked for the bare minimum, drivers and security, you know what they had the audacity to say? Well, if we do it for you, we gotta do it for everybody. Taraji's response, pure queen energy. Well, do it for everybody. Period. Full stop. End of discussion. Y'all, this is the same woman who had to fight for bug-free trailers on Empire. Bug-free in 2023. Let that sink in like your grandmother's sweet tea. And it wasn't just Taraji. Danielle Brooks came forward with her own horror stories. No dressing rooms during rehearsals, no food. These aren't extras in the background, honey. These are starring actresses.
Women are paid less, period. It's nothing different than what happens in the world. Women tend to be paid less than their male counterparts.
Now, Queen Latifah's been in these trenches since 2017, fighting the good fight. When she sat down with Essence magazine, she laid it all out like a Sunday dinner spread. Women getting paid less than men? That's just the appetizer. Black women getting paid less than everybody else? That's the main course of inequality they're serving in Hollywood.
Just take what we're offered. You know, we always push it further and we realize what our worth is, but also realize that we can create this content.
But here's what's got everybody's tongues wagging. Where was Oprah during all this? Miss I've been through it all herself? Not only did she stay quiet as a church mouse during prayer, but some folks are saying she's been part of the problem all along. The plot thickens like grandma's gravy, doesn't it? And baby, let me tell you about Fantasia Barrino's experience, because this will have you clutching your pearls. Here's a woman working her fingers to the bone, giving everything she's got on that stage, and she couldn't even order a pizza when she got home. How does that make any kind of sense? She said it herself. Playing Celie was like carrying 2 crosses, her own life struggles and the character's pain. Now, let me tell you something about patterns, honey. When one person says something, maybe it's a mistake. When 2 people say something, it could be a coincidence. But when 3 successful, respected actresses all point to the same issues, baby, that's not a coincidence. That's a confession.
Can't meet negative energy where it is. You have to rise above it. You have to transcend it. I would never stoop to try to meet somebody where they are.
And then there's Monique. Lord, have mercy. This woman has been the most vocal about her experiences with Oprah, and when I tell you she held nothing back, Chile, she came with receipts, timestamps, and witnesses. When Oprah tried to dismiss her concerns as just negativity during that A Wrinkle in Time promotion, Monique clapped back with the force of 1,000 truth bombs. Listen to what she said. Oprah, there's a difference between negativity for the sake of being negative and the truth, which may be negative. Notice how you're not saying I've lied about anything? Boom. The silence after that statement was louder than a Baptist church on Sunday morning. But on Club Shay Shay's podcast, baby, Monique took us all to church. She revealed how Lee Daniels, yes, the Lee Daniels, had originally offered her roles that mysteriously ended up in Oprah's perfectly manicured hands. First, The Butler, then the Richard Pryor biopic. Suddenly, Oprah's on the phone like, I want to be the grandmother. The pattern is clearer than glass, honey, but the most gut-wrenching part of this whole saga, the family drama. Imagine this. You've just won an Oscar, the pinnacle of your career, and Oprah calls about having your brother on her show. Not just any brother, mind you, but the one who abused you as a child. Oprah says he wants to apologize, wants to help others spot predators. Monique, showing more grace than most of us could muster, says go ahead with the show. Maybe he's changed. But what happens next? The commercials start running. And honey, it wasn't just the brother. There's Monique's mother, father, and that other brother who used to manage her, all parading their family business on national television, and Oprah didn't breathe a single word about this to Monique beforehand. The betrayal is thicker than mud, and let me tell you what makes this even more scandalous. Barbara Walters, God rest her magnificent soul, had already turned down Monique's family when they came knocking. You want to know what Barbara said? Monique, I can't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. You just won that award. Why would I do that? Now that's what integrity looks like in this business. But hold on to your wigs, because we haven't even gotten to the darkest part of this story yet. Let's talk about Oprah's, shall we say, questionable connections in Hollywood. Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, names that make your skin crawl faster than a horror movie marathon. Well, guess who was often photographed getting cozy with Weinstein at industry events, looking like best friends forever at every party, every premiere? The rumors were flying faster than private jets to a certain island. Some people swear Oprah called Weinstein to offer support when those horrifying allegations came out. Sure, her team denies it faster than a politician denies a scandal, but honey, those pictures are worth 1,000 words, and none of them are pretty. They weren't just casual acquaintances, they were thick as thieves collaborating on projects like The Butler. And some people, I'm just saying what I heard, believe that Oprah actually helped convince actresses to meet with Weinstein. Now, I'm not saying it's true, but in Hollywood, where there's smoke, there's usually a 4-alarm fire. Look, let's put all our cards on the table. Oprah's legacy as a media powerhouse, that's set in stone. She broke barriers, shattered glass ceilings, and opened doors that were triple locked against black women in this industry. But these actresses speaking out now, they're showing us something even more powerful, that sometimes the hardest battles aren't against the obvious enemies, but against the very people we thought were fighting on our side. These queens, Taraji, Queen Latifah, Monique, Fantasia, they're teaching us that integrity isn't just a pretty word you throw around at award shows. It's about standing up and speaking your truth, even when that truth might cost you everything. They're showing us that sometimes the biggest betrayals come wrapped in the prettiest packages with the warmest smiles and the most convincing promises. And now? Well, it looks like Oprah's iron grip on Hollywood might be loosening. These queens are standing tall, speaking loud, and showing the world that sometimes your biggest obstacle isn't the system. It's the people who promise to help you beat it. Remember, darlings, in Hollywood, nothing is ever what it seems. The brightest smiles often hide the darkest secrets, and sometimes the most important stories are the ones that happen when the cameras stop rolling and the true colors start showing. That's all for today, my beautiful truth seekers. Keep your eyes open, your minds sharp, and your circles tight, because in this town you never know who's really in your corner until the lights go down. Until the lights go down. Until the lights go